Hello, hello! I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor, and today I am going to be telling you all about this really cute little neighborhood in North Austin called Scofield Farms. And unlike the name would suggest, there are 0 farms. Stay tuned for more. Let me tell you first about the location of the Scofield Farms neighborhood. So as we're looking at the map here, you can see the southernmost border of the Scofield Farms neighborhood runs along Palmer Lane for a little bit, and it goes all the way up to Scofield Ridge Parkway. Ta-da! The main reason I wanted to tell you guys about the Scofield Farm neighborhood is because I really think a lot of people don't know enough about it as an option in Austin proper. It does have a unique feel to it in the sense that you drive through it and it feels like you are deep in the suburbs. These houses are really well manicured. They're very nicely taken care of. They have really beautiful yards. There's a community park, community pool. But you drive through it and it feels like you're in the middle of the burbs, when in reality, you're actually right in the middle of all the action. As you saw on the map, the southern border, if you will, of the Scofield Farm neighborhood is right on Palmer Lane. And Palmer Lane is one of our main arteries in Austin proper that runs east and west, but there's so much to do right along Palmer. So I'm just gonna drive us south on this street for about 3.5 seconds, and I'm gonna show you guys what the fuss is about. I'm gonna take you to some of the main hubs here in the Scofield neighborhood and show you some of the stuff that there is to do. This is the Pancake House, which I've never actually been to, but every time I've driven by on the weekend, there are lines out the door waiting to get in. They must have really good pancakes. Miso Poke is there. They have excellent poke. Tapioca is right here. It's a tapioca bubble tea spot. And then we have Hannah World Market, which is an Asian grocery store. They've got food from all over Asia. It's really, really good. We are in Palmer. If we were to head south about half a mile this way, we would find ourselves in Walnut Creek Park, which is a fairly large park located in the middle of North Austin. This is a really cute little Filipino restaurant. They've got excellent food, good service. The vibe in there is awesome. Heaven's Bistro Bakery. This place is really popular. They have excellent pastries, really cute in there. They opened, I think it was late 2019, and they've continued to do really well. So if you're in the Scofield Farms area, kind of like North Austin, highly recommended. I will say one kind of negative thing to note about the Scofield Farm neighborhood is that the schools tend to have pretty low ratings. A lot of Austin neighborhoods do, unless you're living on the west side of Austin. But generally speaking, anything central or like North Central is just not gonna have a super high rating. However, if that's not super important, or if you're sending the kiddos to private school, the Scofield Farm neighborhood is really, really good. It has a really nice feel to it and it's super clean. Let's talk a little bit about the style of home in the Scofield Farms neighborhood. As you can see through the video we've shown, there tends to be a pretty traditional looking style of home. Nothing too crazy, lots of brick, some limestone, pretty, I would say, standard suburban looking homes, but they're all generally really well taken care of. People that live there take a lot of pride in their home. So you're not typically gonna see a home that's looking like a total mess or that's been abandoned or anything. People really, really enjoy the neighborhood, and it tends to just be a demographic that really cares about their home and their comfort and their neighbors, and it's a very big community. I've had several clients buy homes in the Scofield Farm neighborhood, and multiple times I've heard stories about like, oh, the neighbors came over to say hi and welcome us, which I think is really nice. Scofield Farm is an attractive neighborhood. There are, of course, streets that are nicer than others. Right now I'm driving into this random cul-de-sac that is so beautiful. All these houses are so stately looking and so nicely taken care of. Characteristic thing about this neighborhood is that there are so many trees here. I don't know if these were builder planted trees or if they were here and the developer decided to keep them, but they're mature trees. They're gnarly. They've got a lot of character to them, and they provide so much shade. There's a few streets that we can drive through where the trees literally make an arch over the street, and it's really gorgeous. And I think that's the type of beauty and elegance that you can typically expect on the west side of Austin, where homes can cost anywhere from $1.5 to $2.5 million. All right, so let's talk about the price range of home for the Scofield neighborhood. So basically what I've done is I pulled up all the homes that have sold in Scofield Farms in the last 90 days to give you an idea of what the price ranges look like. The least expensive home that sold was just under 1,200 square feet. It was listed at $465,000 and it ended up going for $491,000. And then if we scroll all the way down to the bottom of the list to the most expensive home, this home was just over 2,800 square feet. It was listed for $785,000 and it ended up selling for $930,000. So there's a pretty big range if we're comparing the least expensive to the most expensive, of course. But I'm looking at the list of homes and most of these ended up selling for about $620,000 to I'd say about $720,000. So if you're looking at a home in the Scofield Farms area, you can generally comfortably expect to spend from $620,000 to about $720,000, $730,000, give or take. This is darling. I think this is technically a city park, but it's really just more people that live in the neighborhood that come here. Clearly, I am standing on a little bridge and there's a little creek below it, which is very charming. There are tons of walking trails, there's a little volleyball court, there's a covered picnic area, and this feels very park-like. Like it really feels like, well, I was gonna say it feels like we are in nature because we are in nature, but it really looks like we're kind of removed out in the wilderness. However, this is one thing I really like. You guys might think it's weird. I can actually hear IH-35, which is our main highway. I personally really like the mix of nature and the city. Just hearing that there is life and that there's other people literally right down the street. This really speaks volumes of the type of neighborhood that this is because it's nicely maintained, it's very welcoming, it's very clean, and then it's really close to everything, which I personally really love. So if you like a more traditional style home, you like kind of the suburb feel while being in the middle of everything, Scofield Farms is it. So that's it. That is what I've got for you on the Scofield Farm neighborhood in North Austin. If you guys have more questions about it, or if there's other neighborhoods you might like me to cover, please leave a comment. I really enjoy reading your comments. I try to respond to all the relevant comments that I can. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor. Till next time.